Good evening. It's Saturday, May 28th. I want to talk a bit about the shapes of pots we make or choose to make, particularly if we are specifically making pots to sell to the general public. I have used it as a truism in the past, and I think it still holds true, that we don't well, that Walmart doesn't sell what we make, and we don't make what Walmart sells. Okay, sometimes that's true, sometimes that's not. But one of the things you might do if you happen to be walking through a store of that type and seeing pots is to take note of what they're selling and at the price they're selling it, as a warning. Don't go there. If they've got a very simple bowl, well, then it's not our job to try to make bowls that match. I mean, that's the whole point of being a self-employed ceramic artist, is to make bowls that are better, that fulfill functions that those bowls won't, and so forth and so on. So one of the very good ways of doing that, or finding shapes that people can only buy from you, is to go through books of historic ceramics for shapes that used to be used but somehow have fallen out of favor, or we just forgot were wonderful. So I'm going to give a couple of examples here quickly. Okay, at the bottom end, I could probably run an entire business off of that. Okay, just a little spoon rest. But clearly, with all that decorating, I'm not trying to make the cheapest spoon rest I can make. But remember that thing about price points. If somebody is looking for a $20 gift for someone who's got a crowded house, but who spends some time in the kitchen, here we go. Okay, coffee mugs. We got a lot of people who drink coffee, right? In the Middle Ages, they made mugs with bulges because it holds more, and frankly, it holds temperature better. And having a narrower mouth and a bulgy bottom gives you a higher volume container that will retain the heat longer. And this one, this is what, 16, 18 ounces or something like that. Many of the people I know would be completely frustrated by an 8-ounce coffee cup. Seriously, how often do you want to fill that? So potentially you're making coffee cups for people who are thirstier than the rest of us, or the norm. Okay. So I mentioned bowls. This isn't finished. This is bisque. This is a shape called a charger bowl. And as you can see, okay, it's like that. It has this wide, flat rim. It's a little tricky to make. I've done demos throwing it. These can be sold plain, or decorate that rim or something like that. It's a great way to have a small amount of food, relatively, in the realm of serving, that doesn't get hidden in a small bowl, so to speak. So it occupies more space on the table as you're serving, and of course these make it easy to hold and whatnot. And the thing is, you don't find this shape in the stores, so if people want one or learn to want one, they're going to come to you. Okay, here's an exotic one. Much earlier, I showed the process of making this. Well, it's finally out of the kiln. This is a Middle Eastern dance drum, the style referred to as a doumbek, whatever. I still have to put the skin head on it. But, if you know musicians, where do musicians get their drums? Well, go to a music instrument store and look around, see what price you're competing with. And although it seems big, it's not necessarily so big that someone with an electric kiln at home can't be making these. So if you scroll back through my videos, there's stuff about making dance drums. And again, what you do is you're making things that people need that the big box stores aren't selling. So anyway, and have fun with it. Some of these shapes are just fun to learn to make. Have a good evening.